Hello everyone, I'm RecV5.
And I am Sandman99.
And welcome back to Madden NFL 2005.
Yeah, and so we'll start today off with a replay again, and we've been playing test games in all Madden difficulty.
At least a few.
With a cupcake team, the Leopards. Okay, the Jacksonville Leopards, a cupcake team.
Yep.
And we've had some ups and downs and some mixed success. And,
the Madden cheese is a big thing.
It's very, very hard because I can play with a team that is roughly equal in rating to another team, like i.e. the Spitfires, and just absolutely crush a team on all Madden, even with neutral sliders.
Yep.
But as soon as you put a cupcake team out there, well then, every time they hand the ball off, the running back blows through the middle of the line, runs over three guys and scores a touchdown. Or you can't kick off to them because if you do, they'll return the kickoff for a touchdown and that kind of thing. Like the cheese is just unbelievable and there's no balance between it, right? It's either you're utterly destroyed or you utterly destroy them. There's no,
no middle ground, and everything is a shootout, right?
Yeah, everything is a shootout.
Like a 40-point shootout.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do, and we're still working on it, is trying to set up a slider set that will promote a competitive, hard-fought game rather than a big blowout one way or the other, right?
Yeah, well, even I gave up 20 points on all Madden.
Yep. Well, the last game I played, remember you were watching, actually, I had to win the damn game with a field goal with no time left on the clock, and I had led by 17 points or something in the beginning of the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden they had one long cheesy run, and then they set up to kick off, and I thought they were going to do an onside kick, and they kicked the ball and it went over the returner's head into the end zone, so I had to scramble to go pick it up.
Yep.
And the returner, before I could even get control of him properly,
tried to automatically run out.
He tried to automatically run out of the end zone, and I ended up giving up a safety.
Yep.
So I had to kick it back to them, and then they scored again. So, like just cheesy things like that, right?
Yep.
And so anyway, but I digress. Another thing I've discovered is that I've had to become more crafty in my passing game, too.
Oh, okay.
Because some of the things that I can do on All Pro don't work anymore as well on All Madden.
Yeah, because you tend to do more complicated things than I do. All the basic stuff still works, but
yeah,
you don't like being restricted to a 5 to 10 yard passing attack.
Well, the problem is if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, eventually they catch on and then you can't do it anymore, too.
That's when you switch to the dive play. Yeah,
but anyway, this play is a play that I call stop and go. And if you watch the slot receiver on the right, because basically what I've done, you see the two receivers on the left there that are standing close together, and the guy on the right I motioned over from the far outside right. Okay.
Okay. Yep. So he was like all the way out here.
Yeah.
And you motioned him
just to see if a coverage guy would follow. Right.
Yep.
And the object of this play, of course, is to throw the quick out to the slot receiver that's left to the outside now.
Okay. Yeah. So this guy.
Yeah. However, that particular play, while it works really well and it's a staple in All Pro, it's kind of hit or miss as to whether you're going to be successful throwing it in All Madden.
Especially with the corner pressing down like that.
Well, the thing is that the defenders also can warp up to 5 yards from their position to where the ball's going.
And they can warp through players.
Or the ball will warp midair toward them, or a combination of both.
Yep.
Like you can't count on all the laws of physics even working the same as they do in All Pro. Right?
That's right.
So I've tried to develop some new things, and if you watch number 86 there, well, I thought myself to be pretty clever in this play. So if you watch them when I start the play, this is a hitch and go left, which in Madden 05 means turn a complete circle in place and then run your route, whatever that is, right?
Yep.
And if you back up a little bit, though, and watch, you see the guy who's covering him is that linebacker, number 51.
Yep.
And even on All Madden, this guy completely gets turned inside out, right? You know, like he turns the wrong way and everything else, and you can see 32 there. He's chasing the outside receiver who's running the quick out.
Yep.
And so now all of a sudden number 86 is running down the field there, and he's got nobody with him. So I just threw a nice lob pass down there to him, which he catches easily. But just to show you also, number 86 is not very fast because this linebacker runs him down from behind, right? Like, this would be a touchdown if this was a speedy receiver, but that linebacker is so fast that he just runs him down from behind.
Yep.
So, anyway, I was, giving myself a good pat on the back until I looked at what the defense was that the Pirates here were running. And then I realized that maybe this was successful not so much because of the pass that I designed as the boneheaded defense that these guys called.
Okay.
And I can't even identify what play this is, but they've got everybody crowded up to the line.
Yep, safety too.
And they're dropping both defensive ends into short zones. And they're blitzing a safety there, number 43.
Yep, and a linebacker.
And they're also blitzing a linebacker. And I'm assuming that the rest of this is man coverage, although the cushion that number 26 there on the right is giving the receive, like, I'm assuming he's covering number 85. Or maybe he's splitting the difference between the two guys there, 89 and 85.
Looks like that might be it.
But he's giving them both a big cushion. Like, I could have thrown the ball to either one of them and they would have caught it. And, he wouldn't have been able to contest that, right?
Yep.
And, like, by the looks of it, I'm not sure why the defensive ends are dropping off into zones that are biased that far toward that side. Because you would think that number 93 there would want to cover that, nearest receiver to him, right?
Oh, who the hell knows?
But anyway, this is complete and total mess, this coverage, and I can't even, I don't know what kind of coverage number 49 had as well, right? I'm assuming that he's a safety as well, or possibly a nickel corner, because
he's that safety that was cheated down there, I think.
Yeah, because I counted the number of defensive backs out there, and this is in fact a nickel defense, right? But it appears that they have no deep zones. They have
no deep players.
Yeah, no deep players. They have some players covering man to man, and they've got
some weird zones.
Yeah, basically they've got 5 guys in actual coverage if you don't count the defensive ends in the short zones. So anyway, they complete, like I said, I think that if they had called any kind of normal defense at all, like a man under 2 or a 3 deep zone or something like that, I probably wouldn't have had this kind of success on this play.
Yeah, but this is just bad play calling.
Yeah, I think that the success on this, like I said, I was giving myself a pat on the back and feeling pretty good until I looked at the defense and what happened on the defensive side of the field here a little more closely, right?
Still, though, I mean, taking advantage of them when they do dumb shit like this is a good thing.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's something to be aware of, and that when they don't call a really bad defensive call like this, I mean, and the ball is on my 28-yard line or 29-yard line too. Like, who calls a defense like this out in the middle of the field like this, right?
Well, apparently the Pirates do.
Yeah. Well, then they gave up about a 40-yarder from that one.
Yep.
to a receiver who has a speed rating of about 70.
God.
Right. But yeah, that's that hitch and go left. Like, the hitch and go right seems to work. It looks like it's like a fake curl route.
Yep.
But the hitch and go left basically turns in the same direction as the hitch and go right, and then just keeps on turning. It's like ballet out there or something, right? He's not a receiver anymore on a football team. He's a ballerina.
He's got to practice his rotations. Okay?
Yeah, about all you need him to do here is, like, hold both of his arms above his head like a ballerina does, and get up on his toes, right? Ridiculous.
Maybe he's figure skating.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, he still managed to turn that linebacker inside out with that fancy move, and I'm not sure how well that would work against a defensive back either, right?
Or a better team. But it worked against this guy.
Because, again, another thing that was wrong with this defense, too, is that I've got 5 wide receivers out there.
And they've got a nickel defense.
And they have a nickel defense, so that you're guaranteed to have a linebacker versus wide receiver matchup somewhere, right? So, anyway. I guess that's about all I had to say about that, but this was a play that was run in a game, and I believe the score was 20-10. I think you were playing defense in this game.
Was I?
I think so, yeah.
No, I don't think so. That looks like 38-42.
Yeah, right. 42-38. So there you go. So,
yeah, no, I think I was in the game against the Bulls.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right, too. And we have a highlight from that, too, but...
Next time,
maybe. We'll play some more games in All Madden as we try and tinker with the settings to try and produce something that looks like something resembling a football game.
Yeah, well, you weren't able to get even like 90 yards rushing. You were struggling to get 60 yards rushing, and even when I took the field, I only got like about 130 yards rushing.
Well, with the AI defensive sliders for tackling and that kind of thing at neutral, and with the offensive run sliders at 2 points above neutral, like at 12.
Yeah, how are you doing now?
And I didn't change the running back one. The running back one is still at neutral, but I bumped the offensive run blocking by 2 points to 12.
And how's that working out for you?
I'm still not running any great guns, but at least I can approach 100 yards a game.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Running by committee.
Instead of running like 50 yards.
That yardage just generally divided up amongst about 3 different players, right?
Yeah.
But still, it's still tough to run, but it's not impossible.
Yeah.
Right? Because before,
they would just let guys into the backfield.
Even on a simple off-tackle run, like out of an offset I formation or something, well, the defensive line would just run over the offensive line and into the backfield and stop me for a loss. I literally could not run.
Yep.
So, and the only reason that you can run is because you are able to run around those guys.
Yeah.
Using that stretch run, but you have to have a speedy running back in order to be able to do that too.
Which the Leopards happen to have.
Yeah.
But anyways, we best get going. We spent like almost 15 minutes on this.
Yeah, really. Okay. Well, it was interesting though, and there was a lot to say.
And we're back.
Yes. And we were just looking at the progression because last week was a progression week.
Yep.
And Danny Jones, his catching improved to 69.
Just the right amount of catching.
That's right. Well, my goal was to get him to
70 by the end of the season.
70 by the end of the season. He's already almost there, like 4 games in, right?
Yep.
So, anyway, Perry shatters record. Linebacker Cedric Perry holds the NFL record for sacks in a game with 7.
Oh, it's time to release that guy.
Oh, no, remember? He was just rampaging last week, right?
Yep. Yeah, well, I got all those sacks and then still got crushed.
Yeah, you sacked them like 11 times or something, right? But that's how much they are passing, though, and I guess it's just a numbers game. If they throw enough passes, even if you sack them a whole bunch, they're still going to rack up the yardage.
Wow, the cocks are turning into an offense.
The male barnyard poultry type birds are turning into a superpower. Look at that. They're 93 and 93. Yet they're only 2-2. I wonder who they were playing against. Wow.
All Madden team. Speaking of progression, Hasty, our cornerback, got better. He got a lot smarter.
Yeah, he was the rookie that you were putting in there when you benched Gooden
and Thomas.
Yeah.
And you know what? He got a lot better, and he has his tackling went up too. So his awareness got 20 points better, and then his tackling went up by like 4. So he has like 68 tackling now.
Yep.
At corner.
Well, I'm going to stick with my old playbook because I'm still kind of on the fence with the new playbook that I was working on that I showed a replay from earlier because I'm still unconvinced.
But
if eventually I can touch things up so that I get, a playbook with a bunch of selection of plays in them that work even on all Madden, fairly reliably,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll switch over to that playbook for good anyway, right? But for now, I'm going to stick with what I know.
Oh, and also, sadly, our backup free safety didn't improve, but our backup strong safety improved a decent amount.
Yeah.
And our right end improved a bunch.
Yeah, well, he did get 2 interceptions in the first 4 games of the season, right?
Oh, and Dwayne Matthews improved a ton.
Yeah, that's right. Left outside linebacker Dwayne Matthews.
See, our right end... Our right end just gets all the interceptions that Dwayne Matthews at left outside linebacker is supposed to get, right?
Well, this is an away game. Here.
Square off against the home team. We're here for what figures to be another great game. Brought to you by the folks.
So this one could be a toughie.
Well, we'll see.
I'll tell you what, this guy could put up some big numbers through the air.
We still got Bo Jenkins out there, and
yeah, we do. We're going to just skip the preliminaries here and go right to the coin toss.
Oh, Joe Winters improved as well.
Yes, that's right. Joe Winters improved both his run blocking and pass blocking. Okay, we won the toss. I'm going to elect to defend from this end. And, yeah.
Both teams eager to get to...
I actually had a offensive lineman at center who made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, Rock Dishman.
Rock Dishman.
And it's funny because in season 1 they're like, you should cut this guy. How can you have such a deadbeat at that position like Rock Dishman?
Yeah.
Right, and then 12 years down the road he's making the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, well...
at age like 44 or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, actually, when he finally retired, he was the oldest player on the team. And according to his statistics, he had like a 14 or 15 year career, right?
Yep.
And yeah, he made, and it was not until the very end of his career he made the Pro Bowl twice, even though he had a strength rating of less than 70 because he was starting to fade physically, right?
Yeah, it ended up being like 64, didn't it?
Yeah, it was something crazy like that by the time he finally retired.
But he had 99 run block and 99 pass block and 99 awareness.
He was just, technically, he was just that good, right? And what would happen is that you'd see a defensive player charge forward and you'd expect him to get bowled over. But what would happen is he'd almost lay down on his face in front of this guy, and the guy would just run into him and stop dead, right? Like, he didn't push him backwards. He didn't push anybody around.
He didn't get pushed around.
But he didn't get pushed around either.
He just stopped.
Yeah. Basically, anybody that he blocked would just stop as soon as they encountered him.
Well, actually, what kind of team do these guys run?
Hey, maybe if we do all Madden, we should try the Spitfires. Nah, been there and done that.
No, you don't want to do the Spitfires?
No. Well, you know, maybe we'll do the male barnyard poultry type birds, because one of our viewers actually commented that we should do that.
They want to see us play with the cocks? We can play with the cocks. Wow, I don't know why I was having such a hard time finding that play.
Yeah, but we'd have to make a cupcake version of them, though, so...
no Mike Penn.
No Mike Penn.
No Mike Penn on the cocks. We could make Mike Penn, probably.
I don't know. Some of those cupcake teams get a really good running back, while others just don't, right?
Yeah, but Mike Penn is an iconic player.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. The bad men are 4-0.
Bet you these guys lost to the bad men or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, the bad men have always been the weakest all-Madden team, though.
Yeah, they look good in simulated games, and then when they play against us, we usually run roughshod over them. Because they don't play as good a defense as you would think, and their offense is very one-dimensional. They're a totally pass-happy offense, right?
to wriggle away, but he's stopped for a loss.
Yeah, when you run up the middle, the offensive line needs
They're
to
coming out in a
create
full
some kind of
house.
room. Otherwise, it's gonna
Yeah, well, I
right
think
out
they
there.
were another one of those teams that use the full house
Sometimes
offense
that
quite a bit.
was
Yeah, Atlanta and Green Bay.
And I'm not sure whether they're these guys as actual quarterback. Yeah, see that, Riggs? That's one of their plays that they call is like a quarterback sweep, right?
3rd and 15.
Well, that's okay. If they want to run that, they can run it all day long.
Yeah, somehow I don't think they're going to use that play again, probably.
Only one man in the backfield. Closing in.
Yeah!
Backfield. Great downfield coverage. That
Wow.
You have to go through your progression and get rid of the ball. Give your receivers a chance to make a play.
Ben French gets a sack.
Now, that doesn't happen too often, but ever since he started playing defensive end tackle,
Yeah.
it happens a lot more often.
Well, he'll do a little better next season on my defensive system, too, because I do use the defensive ends as pass rushers a lot more than you do.
Their first play of the game.
You know, like as outside pass rushers, I guess I should say.
Takes on one of the top defenses in the league.
Honestly, I have to say, I'm really liking the way Ben French handles at defensive tackle. He's a lot more agile and able to beat those inside linemen on those rip and swim moves. It almost makes me want to draft defensive ends as defensive tackles.
You know, John, he always seems
So we'll
to be
have an entire undersized defensive line.
Well, he's not that small either, though.
He's only 297 pounds. So it's not like he's great and big and strong for a defensive tackle.
Okay, here we go. We're going to make him pay right now.
He's no McGrady, who's like 330 pounds.
Gets the pass off, breaking through.
And that's a touchdown.
The 25.
No wonder these guys lost.
Yeah, they left a guy, they left a speed guy on the outside uncovered, right?
That's just terrible play calling. That was a one deep scheme too.
Yeah. I barely managed to get that away because they were bringing a blitz there, but I knew if I could get that pass away, it was going to be a touchdown.
Number 12 comes in to attempt the point after. The kick is up. The point after is good.
We'll make them think twice about playing like that. Because they brought that linebacker on a blitz on the very first play, that run play, and stuffed me for like a 3-yard loss, right?
Yep.
So I figured I was going to teach them a lesson. Now we'll just have to see if the lesson sticks.
The defense forced the punt the last time after 3 plays. It's 1st and 10. The corners are moving up to press the receivers. They line up in the I formation.
Don't forget to let your defensive tackles play a little bit too.
Yeah, because they're a bunch of bitchy, whiny babies.
That's right. You'll end up with a bunch of disgruntled players if you don't.
We'll just replace them with defensive ends next season. It'll be fine.
They're all good players, though. Why wouldn't you want to play
We'll
them?
draft linebackers, damn it.
Looking upfield.
It'll be fine. Everyone on the team is now a linebacker. That's just about how it is now anyway.
Yeah.
Except for the positions where we can't put linebackers, i.e. cornerback. Because apparently you can put them at defensive tackle.
They'll go from the I formation. Gets the pass off.
Oh, that's just disappointing.
Yeah.
By number 20.
Well, you had 2 guys jump up and reach for it and miss.
To keep this drive alive. They were in a tough spot here, but this is a heck of a throw and catch to pick up that 1st down.
Again, he'll get the call. Carswell brings him down at the 48. Gain of a handful. And this is the 5th play of this drive. 5 yards to go. Number 32 in the backfield. Under pressure with the throw. And he drops.
Pass defense.
Yep.
Drops an easy one.
Good coverage there.
Yeah, well, we'll call that coverage.
Hey, if he hits the guy and makes him drop the ball, that's coverage.
Yeah, especially if he breaks his shins after too, right?
Quarterback back in the shotgun. Gets the pass over.
Oh, there's coverage.
That's Max Miller.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of time left to play. You know, these guys are willing to take some chances.
He's a safety backer.
I'm sure this one won't affect him that much.
Or a safety corner.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yep.
And that run started off going east and west, which isn't bad, but then it got worse.
That's the frustrating thing about this game, though. You can't design things like that out.
Yeah, the lost blocks. You just have to react and try to turn yourself upfield so you don't lose anything. That's all you can do.
Pressure, throws it, and the catch is made. Miller makes the tackle at the 23-yard line. Caught the pass but didn't go anywhere.
Nope, they were on him like glue.
They have to get the ball inside the 20 to convert. Calling an audible now. Jenkins sends a man in motion. With the pass, and it's complete. He's inside.
Oh man, that was almost a touchdown.
Almost.
The 1-yard line. That'll move the chains, John.
Yeah, when you put together a great pass with a heck of a catch, that's exactly what you're going to get.
I don't know. I think that the way this game is going, they're not going to let me run, but I'm going to make them look stupid passing, right?
Yeah, probably.
I've already got 78 yards passing, and I've only had the ball twice.
Well, not only that, but we're still in the first quarter here.
Yep. See that? Even on this dive play, look at this. You see that?
Yep.
Nobody blocked that defensive lineman. Like,
Let's get back to the
yeah, it's like you're playing on all Madden out there.
The ball almost on the goal line, less than a yard away.
I've got minus 6 yards rushing. Wow.
It's just not your thing, man. That's all I can say. I don't understand it at all. I don't understand how you don't get rushing yards. It's just not what you do.
See that again? Another guy, this time the linebacker.
And yet, there was a time when you ran the ball more than I did.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like you learned how to throw the long bomb instead of the flat pass, and then everything else just got overwritten by long bomb storage.
Fuck it, I'll keep it myself.
And then get carried in.
Get behind the center and guard and keep pushing and pushing until they're putting up 6 points on the board.
I still don't have positive yards rushing, though. You'll get to play lots anyway if this game keeps up this way, because I basically can't maintain possession of the ball for any great length of time before I score.
You know, that'll actually lead to a higher score on their end, probably.
Yeah, I know, but I can only play the way they'll let me play, right?
Well, if you score one more time, we might even be in run the ball 3 times in punt territory for a while.
Why should I even give them the satisfaction? If they want to overplay the run to the point where I can, like, fill the air with long bombs, I'm going to crush them. I'm going to punish them for it.
So they have 1st and 10 here. The corners move up to play this one tight. The home team line up in trips bunch. Throwing.
Oh, he stepped out of the way. That ball was coming in toward him at chest height, and he just stepped out of the way.
It's 1st and 10.
Sometimes there's just nothing you can do.
On the outside. They give it to the half Matthews stops him at the 42. Gain of about a yard.
Dwayne Matthews, the run-stopping linebacker.
Yep.
Number 32 lines up behind his fullback in the eye.
These guys don't have Penn anymore either. I don't recognize that guy that they've got.
He's looking with the throw, and he just can't hang on.
Oh, there we go. We got some coverage there. Guy diving and getting his hand in there.
Yeah, they weren't going to get very far, even if he caught that one, though, because he was completely surrounded.
Number 32, the lone back, drops back, pressure coming.
Yeah,
Platt gets a sack.
Yeah, he had a dry spell last week. I don't think he got one.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who's been playing for a while now. And let me tell you, he might never be better than he is right now.
He's going to find himself in the Pro Bowl if this keeps up.
Here's the punt. From the 27-yard line.
Ooh.
Oh, that's why we two-hand it.
It's 1st and 10.
My God.
Calling an audible now. Passing on 1st down. Gets the pass off. No completion there. He should have caught that one.
I'm not sure why he dropped that one. The quarterback delivered it right to him.
Yeah, sadly, Brandon didn't get enough playtime to improve. That'd be our third-string fullback.
Yep.
We have a third-string fullback on this team. We have a lot of fullbacks.
Yes, we do.
And the catch is made. Miller makes the play at the 39-yard line. And they'll be looking at 3rd and short after that completion, John.
That was a good read. He was looking for the deeper guy who was covered. And he made a quick decision to go to the receiver who would get him close to a 1st down.
Looks like he's calling an audible.
Oh, well, they're going to change their play.
Drops back. Gets the pass off.
Danny Jones will catch it for you.
The 46-yard line. The visiting team find a way to convert the 3rd and long, their 2nd one on this series. It's 1st and 10. The home team come out in a nickel package.
Okay, well.
He sees something in the defense. Looks like he's changing the play.
You just want to get those rushing yards, don't you?
Hey, that's an audible, man. If they want to line up like that, well, they're going to be leaving something open as well.
Purple, 19. Go, 36.
They'll pass on 1st down. With the pass, Jenkins stops him at the 36. A good, strong throw by the quarterback on that pass.
You know, they really whipped that thing in there. That's why you used to see a lot of drop passes by a defender, and it's usually because he just can't hang on to the thing.
They come out of the nickel.
64.
Jones moves in motion. Stepping up, throws it. He hits his receiver. Diving tackle at the 30. This offense having no trouble moving the ball on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is having a lot of trouble stopping them. They can't seem to key on what they're doing and put an end to this drive.
Set.
Jenkins with a man in motion. Directing traffic. Looks like he's changing the play. Going to the air on 1st down. Gets the pass.
Go,
off,
Sarah.
And he makes the grab. Beasley. Makes the tackle.
How do you clip on a pass play? Wow.
How does a left guard clip?
Yeah. Well.
Be effective if they make mistakes like that.
I guess they're going to back me up a little. A lot.
Looks like he's calling an audible. Jenkins sends a man in motion.
Purple, 49. Delta, switch one. Bulldog under. Angle left.
Hand it off. Bailey brings him down at the 38. 6-yard gain.
I got a good gain on that, and it's still a huge hole. Oh, man.
They have to get the ball inside the 20 to convert.
Well, that'll be the end of the first quarter.
Kansas City.
Well, at least you didn't get 21 points in the first quarter.
Yeah. Well, that penalty probably will have, hurt my chances of that a little bit, right?
Second and long.
Wow.
Calling an audible. Jones.
What's the definition of insanity?
Actually, I don't believe that is actually the technical definition of insanity.
Closing in. Gets rid of it.
I believe that's actually a media trope.
Is it?
I believe so, yes.
32-yard line. Jenkins throws that pass for a gain of 7.
Well, I've got to do something here to pick up 12 yards.
They have to get the
Throw
ball
the bomb.
inside the
That's what you do.
20. Drops back, looking downfield, throwing. He hits his
I had to go to the check down guy.
Stops him at the 27-yard line.
Ah, well. You can kick a field goal from here.
I'll give it a go, sure. Yeah, the deep guys were covered too well, so I couldn't throw to one of them.
Field goal. The kick is up. He made that one easily. That's 17 unanswered points.
They just can't seem to stop him.
The visiting team are ready to kick this one off. And he got all of that one. A great kick. From the 1.
I ran right by him.
The home team need to rebound quickly.
I was expecting him to veer to the left like they always do, and he just kept going straight ahead.
Oh, well.
I guess I must have been cheating to the inside a little bit too much.
Probably.
The defense is going to play this one very tight.
I gotta put the defensive tackles back in there again.
To carry it, setting up play action, gets rid of it, and the catch is
Well,
made.
it
I
doesn't
think that was
hurt.
play action with one guy.
Yeah, that was a one-man pattern, right? Everybody was blocking.
First down.
And it's a
That's
good
why you
team
couldn't get
goal.
any pressure,
They'll
right?
Drop those passes that are sure first down.
Well, and I think somebody bid on the play fake, too.
Oh yeah, probably a whole bunch of people did, but
Hand it off to the back.
The running game has not been able to get started today. They got to hope that the passing offense is ready to carry the load.
they should have kept Mike Penn.
Maybe he retired. I don't know.
I don't think he was that old.
Maybe he had a career-ending
32,
injury.
Malone
Nah,
setback.
he's probably
Break
playing
with a
for
man
somebody else right now.
Drops back with the pass right to him, and he's forced out.
Oh, come on now. You're not going to do that already, are you?
I didn't like the way he moved away there. What was that coverage there, number 31?
I know, but you've had that happen a few times with different players, right?
Like, he has time to stop there and pause and look at him.
Yeah, it's like they couldn't find an animation for that, right? For that situation.
First and 10. The corners move up to play this one tight.
I don't think that one's his fault. I think that's the game designer's fault, that one.
32 lines up behind his fullback.
Well, we can solve it by benching him anyways.
Pulls him down at the 45-yard line.
You're so hesitant to bench people.
That just goes to
You're
show
so
you that the
fiercely
coach
loyal to your
trusts the guy to
players.
hang on to the ball.
Whereas I'm more like, if you don't play well, I'm replacing you with a fucking linebacker
Number
next
32,
season.
The deep back. Fox comes in motion.
Oh, well. They caught you with the early snap there, eh?
Carswell makes the tackle at the 31-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
Actually, I kind of made the late audible more like.
Much coverage on
Yeah.
the outside. Number 32 is the deep back. Tosses it out to the right. Thomas stops.
It's okay, we'll just stop their run for a massive loss.
Not only can he tackle well, but he can also recognize plays very quickly. And that makes him even more valuable on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh.
The home team come out with 4 wide receivers lined up tight.
Oh, Dwayne Matthews got cut blocked.
Looks like he's
Uh-oh.
just shaken up, or we'll get the
Well,
lead.
it looks like somebody else is going to get a chance to play. Who's going to get a chance to play now? Oh, well, it says 9 plays, so...
I won't worry about it.
Back to the field. 3rd down here, and they have to get to the 21-yard line for a new 1st down. Fox, the man in motion. Under pressure.
Ooh. Wow, that's going to leave a mark.
That was almost an interception, too.
Yeah, well, that pass probably took a nosedive because, like, you slammed it, like you slammed the quarterback there as he was throwing that.
Platt
right?
hit him.
Yeah.
So let's pick up the action. Lucas comes in to attempt a field goal, which would give them their first score of the day. And it's on its way. The veteran kicks it through.
They'll ruin my points average with field goals.
He'll approach it the same way. Cool and smooth.
I don't know. You were only allowing like 4 points a game until last week, but
from the 7 to the 20.
Now, that's not a bad return.
That last drive ended with a field goal. 1st and 10. Jenkins with a man in motion. Steps up into the pocket with the pass, and he makes the grab. Thompson brings him down at the 41.
I had no choice to throw that because, like, the other 2 receivers were totally covered, right? Like, look at this. This just turned into a mess. And then, and then it looks like Golston saved my life there.
Yeah, he just used his vacuum there.
Yeah, he used his magic block-sucking powers to take away a sack there.
You know, every player gets to use at least 1 Dyson per game.
Yeah.
Any more information on the injury?
No, they're gonna tape it up and he'll be fine.
It's a minor injury. They expect that he'll take a series or 2 off, then return to the field.
All right, Jill, thank you for the update.
Oh, come on!
God.
Wow.
Guess you're gonna have to go back to that sneak again, huh?
Like, why is he going that way? His blocking pattern is way the fuck out here. Why is he going there? You know what they could have done to solve this, though, is they could have made it so that there's no collision between running backs and the quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, so that he would just pass through.
And then actually, because that's such an awkward collision, too.
I know, and you know what? That should not happen because he's not following his assignment, right?
Ball inside the 31 to convert for the 1st down.
That's just absolutely stupid. Things like that make me want to grab the game designer by the neck.
Yeah, but then you remember what Madden 12 is like.
True. But those guys, if anything, deserve even worse.
Jenkins will be facing a 3rd down now after that pass, and that's 6. And they'll face a long 3rd down here. And here's what they've been able to do so far on 3rd down.
3rd down is when you want your players to dig deep and make a clutch.
Well, I guess they're going to play a bit of zone defense now.
It gives your defense a little extra rest, and it gives your offense a fresh set of downs to work with.
He's looking, throws it. With the adjustment,
Well, you ain't gonna make it.
Nope, not going to make it.
Marshall didn't get enough for the first.
You could try a field goal from here. You've got that kicker.
Yep. Oh, yeah, it's 50 yards. It's within his range. I think this guy can probably kick about a 55-yard field goal now.
Surprising to see him in from this distance. And it's up.
Oh, yeah, he made that easily.
The upright stands good. He sends it right through the uprights. His second field goal of the game. Booming kick downfield.
Hey, this is going to be yeah.
From the 1-yard line.
There you go.
On their last position, they came away with
He
a
had to
field goal.
field it too, because if it had bounced, chances are it would have gone into the end zone, right?
So they have 1st and 10 here. The corners are moving up to press the receivers. They'll go from the I formation. Pass play here on 1st down. Pressure. Looking downfield with the pass. Great pass.
That was some kind of a really slow developing circle route to the running back, eh?
To the slow running back.
The quarterback gets set with only one back behind him. Gets the pass off right to him. Number 50 with the tackle at the 43. That pass looked like a dead duck.
Yeah, some of those ducks are dead, but this one had enough life in it to get down there for the 1st down.
Press coverage on the outside. Number 32, the lone setback. Hand it off. Breaks free across midfield.
I was going to have to make that one if they hadn't made it.
Successfully that time, and he picked up another 1st down. That's 3 on the drive.
I guess only giving up a field goal has fired them up or something.
Trips bunch. Nearly picked off. Can't complete that short pass, and it's 2nd down. And this is the 5th play of this drive. The corners will
Dangerous
play this one
pass.
tight.
No, we'll just get a sack from the inside there.
Yeah.
Great job getting in there to drag the quarterback down.
It wasn't even me. That was someone else.
2 or 3 plays like that in just about every game.
The home team come out in the bunch formation. Throwing.
Pass defense.
Yeah.
That's what we like to see.
Well, I don't know what makes them do it, but sometimes when you line up in a 5-man-to-man like that, if they leave a couple of extra blockers in the backfield, sometimes your defenders will join the pass rush too, right?
Yep.
Here's the kick.
I made sure to run dead straight into that guy.
All right. Well, I've been trying to run this play for a while.
It's 1st and 10.
Let's see if these idiots can actually... Okay, well, now it's not going to happen.
Looks like he's calling an audible. Fullback handoff. Bailey stops him at the 31-yard line.
That worked pretty well, though.
1st down.
If the defense keeps giving up runs like that for 1st downs, they'll have to make some adjustments to slow this guy down.
Black 19. Goal 64. Let's get him.
Dropping back and pass on 1st down. And the catch is made. He did a nice job pulling that one in.
This guy spends a lot of extra time at practice running route. Looks like it's really starting to pay off.
Looks like he's changing the play.
You're just wanting to stick to the ground game out there.
Well, you know what? I'm trying. Right?
You know, at this rate, you might want to sub in the third string guy at halftime. Because if you don't, then Bo might get hurt.
Changing the play now.
Well, I just use that as an audible when they're, like, really giving it away, you know? I want, if I don't see a linebacker standing in the middle, right, you know, like right across from the center, more or less, then they're basically giving that play away, right?
Looks like he's calling an audible.
No, the other way.
Other way.
Okay.
Hand off to the tailback. He's brought down.
Somebody missed a block there.
Well, that's pretty much guaranteed to happen, right?
Yeah, that was number 67 who missed a block.
Second and long coming up here.
Black, 49.
Jones, the man in motion. Gets rid of it. He hits his receiver. Jenkins is the guy who's there to bring him down at the 50-yard line. And this is the 6th play of this drive. 5 yards to go. Nickelback in this time.
Well, that doesn't look like a blitz play of some kind at all.
Looking for a receiver to the throw. At the 42-yard line.
Who were they bringing? Everybody?
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to that. I was just watching you where you were throwing the ball. Watching the coverage or lack thereof that they had back there.
Yeah, because there was nobody back there in coverage, right? They literally blitzed everybody.
Again with the carry. Breaks the tackle. Misses the tackle. At the 30,
Go, Allen.
Bailey makes the stop at the 23. Allen shows great acceleration on that run, cruising ahead for a big game.
The offense won the battle on the line of scrimmage, and they blew the defenders right off the line. I'll tell you, when your guys up front are playing this well, running the ball is a whole lot easier.
Looks like he's calling an audible. Another run. Jenkins makes the tackle. Jenkins stops the clock with that timeout. The first down marker is just inside the 13. On the call. Right here.
You know why I'm laughing?
Oh, God.
Yeah, but look at how well it worked.
Only you would hand the ball to him.
Hey, I wanted them to be a part of the offense.
8 yards away from finishing this drive with the
Oh, I got to call a timeout.
Jenkins wanted some time to sort things out. They're 8 yards from the end zone.
Purple, 49. Purple, 36.
Throws it.
Oh, he's not going to get in.
Call timeout.
Well, I've only got one left, so I'm going to...
That's what the mark of a solid defense is.
I'm going to use it now. And then we'll just bang another field goal through. I didn't manage the clock very well there, I guess. I couldn't make up my mind whether I wanted to go fast or slow, you know?
Well, that's okay. You still ran out the clock, and you still ended up getting points at the end of this, so that's fine.
Yeah, well, the whole point is now they don't get the ball back before halftime, right?
And we get more points.
And we get the ball back before they do. Anyway, it must be time for the halftime stretch.
Indeed. And we're back.
Yes, and you had some sage advice for me.
Yeah, you were complaining about the fact that 1/3 of your runs so far have been for a loss. And my advice to you is if you run more, you'll get more runs for gains.
Yeah, because I did actually run the ball 14 times in the first half against 17 pass attempts.
first half.
So it's not like my attack is particularly unbalanced or anything.
From the 8.
Well, it is a little pass heavy, I'd say. You know, if you were to run about, say, 10, 15 more times, I'm sure you'd have a much better run for a loss ratio.
It's 1st and 10. Looking upfield. Thompson with the stop at the 28-yard line. They went with the running play.
You never know when you're going to find some room and break loose into the secondary.
Seven yards to go.
Well, I got 57 yards on the ground so far in this game.
The home team come out in a nickel package. Looks like he's changing the play.
36.
Flings it to the outside.
I think that got batted at the line or something. That ended up not going where I intended it to at all.
Got deflected or something off to the left?
I think it must have got deflected and went off to the left or something, yeah.
The home team come out in a nickel package. He sees something in the defense. Dropping back, throws this one off balance. And the catch is
Well,
made.
Mills made it for you.
See, I was pressing right and forward there, so I don't know why I had a jumping backward animation there.
Oh, if you want to avoid that, you have to like do this awkward transition where you like tap forward, then do nothing.
Yeah.
I wish you had a bit more fighting game knowledge. I could explain this to you. And basically, what you want to do is like, as soon as you take the snap, you want to do like 2-5 and then the direction that you want to do. So that's like forward and then nothing and then direction, like nice and clean. If you think of directions as like a computer number pad.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, not 2-5. You want to do like 8-5, right? As soon as you take the snap, you want to do 8-5 and then nothing and then direction, whatever direction you wanted to go.
Yeah.
Because stepping forward for whatever reason, like a nice clean forward input, cancels the drop back for some reason. So that's what I do all the time, or almost all the time.
He hung that one up there, but no one was able to get under.
Whereas if you don't put in that little forward input first, then he'll still just keep dropping back no matter what you do. Because it's coded into the play for him to drop back a certain number of yards, even if you have him only doing it 1 yard.
Yeah.
Dropping back, throws it, and this pass is complete.
Well, been here before.
Yep. But yeah, 8-5 and then direction.
Well, it may be a cliche, but it still is, kind of rings true. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And that's what the defense here is doing.
Hey now, isn't that what I was doing in Madden 12? Except I get different results. I do the same thing over and over again and I expect a different result and I get them. Is it insanity then?
I don't know.
Maybe it's just the quality of my running game.
And this is the 8th play of this drive. About 2 to go.
I don't know. I think that game is pretty much screwed. I have no idea how they could even release that to market that way.
Allen, carry, records the stop at the 39-yard line.
Wow.
To keep testing this rushing
Yeah,
defense.
3rd and inches.
Should have gone with the sneak.
They have to get the ball inside the 39.
Well, it's 3rd and inches though, so I'm in a passing situation here now anyway.
On 3rd down so far, and that's a
Of
big
course.
reason why they're ahead at the moment. Jenkins sends a man in motion. Throws over to his right. He hits his receiver. The 30, the 20. Miller.
Go Danny Jones.
The 10. Very well designed. And they picked up a lot more after the
Yeah, you pass like the AI on 3rd and inches.
We can see why.
Yeah, but that's because they were all lined up at the line, didn't you know? Didn't you see? Right?
Yep.
They were all lined up at the line, ready to stuff the run.
They need 10 for the touchdown.
Like I said, there's no in between here, right? Like they play so oriented towards stopping the run that they, you know, it's almost like pass at will out there, right?
I don't know, man. For me, bad things happen when I go to the air.
Missed tackle. Great rushing.
Alan is just like, fuck you, get out of my way.
His legs churning and moving on that one. Nobody was going to keep him from scoring.
Let's see on this play. Yeah, see, everybody got it. But you know what this play is? This started off as the halfback counter play out of the single back 3 tight end formation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I never changed the block assignment that this guy had. But, you know, he supposedly is supposed to, in the play art, he's supposed to pull this way. But with those plays, quite often they don't. Right?
Yeah, instead they just kind of like,
yeah,
fill whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, that's basically what that play was.
Let's get back to the action on the field.
But of course, I've repurposed it because it's more of a pass-oriented formation that I can also run from, right?
Yep.
And it's up. And the extra point is good. The visiting team are lined up for the kickoff. He got all of that one. The blocking broke down on that.
Wow, the 14-yard line.
Special teams play. Just the kind of thing that gets the rest of the team fired up.
First and 10.
Really, you know, they didn't need their all Madden skill level to be the way that it is in this game. What they could have done was kept it at all pro, but gave the AI a floating intelligence, you know, so that it would learn from experience.
Yep.
Because then that way it wouldn't keep crowding the line over and over and over. It would try different things if it was unsuccessful at stopping you, right?
With the pass, this one falls incomplete. After the incomplete pass, they'll face 3rd down.
You know,
well, I got no pressure there, but
yeah, they wouldn't keep doing the same thing over and over and over and failing over and over and over, right?
Number 32 in the backfield. Pressure coming.
Wow. And they wouldn't do stuff like that where they throw a pass over the middle into quadruple coverage, right?
Yeah, that was a lot of coverage, right?
Like they're half the defense was in that area. Like how do you throw a pass like that? Right? Really?
Well, that's Roble there.
Yeah, but still
dropping back into his deep zone in the middle.
But still, I mean that is covered, okay? That pass route is covered. You don't throw the ball there. Right?
And we go back to the game.
Yeah, I don't know.
3 plays, they lost yardage. Here comes the punter.
You know, it's too bad. This particular version of the game, although it is still the best in the series, could have been better, right?
Well, I got that back to the 35 for you.
Yeah.
It's got to be like the longest punt return in history.
Broke a couple of tackles. And
First and 10 here.
oh, really?
Calling an audible now. Jenkins with a man in motion. Surveying the field. Throwing on the run. He hits his receiver. He's taken down at the 14-yard line. Good connection.
Well, he came up with it anyways.
Yeah, on all Madden, I'm not so sure that pass would have went.
I don't think it would have, no.
But on all pro, it works just fine.
Well, in order to get plays that work consistently on all Madden, like when I designed my offensive playbook, part of the reason why I have so many like rinky-dink short passes is because I wouldn't accept pass plays into my playbook unless they would work on all Madden difficulty against an all Madden team with awareness cranked to 20.
Yeah, look at this. Somebody got a pancake block out here. Calvin Allen got a pancake block.
Nice.
Right? Whap.
Let's get back to the play on the field.
And of course, because I put in such stringent paralyzing criteria for a pass play in my playbook, it means I really don't have that kind of explosive passing attack. I have to rely on a rushing game to make up for more offense.
Yeah.
Calling an audible.
I think it's time to simplify here, because this is looking a little bit...
The classic staple of all playbooks now. Soon everyone in the NFL will be running this play, and there's a holding penalty.
Yeah. I guess that the AI has decided it's time for me to slow down.
If the defensive guys get a good jump, sometimes the only thing you can do to protect a quarterback is grab hold of somebody's jersey.
Well, okay, I'll try this. Why not? This is either going to work or it's going to be a complete clusterfuck. I have no idea which. This is the first time I've run this game in play in an actual game, folks.
He's looking. Closing in.
Oh!
You overthrew him.
Yeah.
That might have worked, but you overthrew him.
Well, see, they brought that corner blitz there, right? But it's a screen. You see?
Yep.
And if he catches that pass, look at this. I've got 3 blockers out in front of him. That's why it was an overthrow, right? A guy with 99 pass accuracy throws a pass that looks like that. Just go figure, hey?
Yep.
Man, oh man.
The home team come out in a dime package. Looks like he's changing the play.
Well, I think I'm probably going to end up settling for a field goal here too, but I'm in too deep of a hole now, and there's no use playing a risky type of game when I've got a big lead, right?
Well, this gives you a chance to run even more time off the clock too.
Yeah. Well, I had 30-3. There's no use giving them a chance to get an interception or a big sack or something like that, right?
And it's on its way. Boy, he really got
Oh, they're going to give me a penalty.
It's the same guy.
Yeah, wow. Eh? Okay, well, I guess we get to kick that one again.
Thanks, Schaefer. Doesn't he have like 99 blocking?
Yeah.
I guess now we know why his blocking is 99.
Yeah. Every now and then he gets caught, though.
Fuck.
Oh, man. It took me 7 plays to move the ball 15 yards. Because I had to back up and, from, like, I had 2 good-sized penalties in that series, right?
Yep.
I got 20 yards worth of penalties in that series.
And he got all of that one. A great kick. From the 3. To the 20.
Well, I don't know who that was, but they know how to pass defense.
Yep. That was one of our linebackers, backup linebackers, I think.
They line up in the I formation.
That might have been Jamie Boston, actually.
Under pressure, throwing. Great pass. Number 50 makes the stop at the 34. Gain of 6 on the play. It's second down and 5 to go. The defense is going to play this one very tight.
All I've done is run this all game.
Yeah.
Drops back, stepping up with the throw. And he makes the grab. Miller makes the tackle.
I don't know, that was pretty iffy. That guy didn't even finish running the hook there, right?
On the hook out? Well,
yeah.
It's a hook out though, right? It's like the unstoppable pass. You just have to accept that's a thing. Oh, play action screwed up the pass rush there.
That's okay, he stepped out of bounds.
McCoy makes the catch, but for a short gain, maybe 3 yards. They have to get the ball inside the 39 to convert. The corners playing off a bit. Brigg with split backs. Gets the pass off.
Man, there is so much coverage in the middle there.
I
We
know,
have like short zone. We've got another guy coming in here.
Yeah, but there's that huge seam, that huge horizontal seam. It's not even a seam, it's more like a dead zone between short zones and deep zones in this game, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's about a 5-yard or 10-yard wide corridor that runs across the field horizontally between the top of a short zone and the bottom of a deep zone, right?
Setting up play action, throws it. A lot of room to work with.
I think the flat zone guy bit there.
Yep, probably.
And it'll be second and less than 2 following that pass.
I don't know, have these guys been having that much success running?
No, but we've been having trouble with play action lately.
And you still only need a yard or 2 for the first down.
Maybe they're using play action to set up the run.
This is the first time they've been inside the 20-yard line. With the pass falls incomplete.
Well, that hit our guy in the foot.
People into the secondary, but still generated an excellent pass rush.
And that gives you a lot of flexibility calling your defense. If the guys up front are good at creating pressure, then you don't have to blitz as often, giving you the ability to double cover an opponent's best receiver.
And this is the 7th play of this drive. Kansas City walks its safeties and corners up closer to the line of scrimmage to get in better position for a run. Hand it off.
And sure enough, they ran, but they blocked everybody.
Well, I tried, damn it.
Yep. Some of those full house plays are pretty tough to stop for some reason. When I'm running out of the full house, I don't know about you, if you've ever tried running out of the vanilla full house formations, but I found that none of those plays work worth a shit. But it seems like when the AI runs with them, it's tough to stop them, right?
Drops back with the throw.
Oh, come on. Okay, you know what? That's the second time this game. I didn't bench him the first time. Putting Hasty in there now.
You just put Jackson in there? Did I just put
Jackson in there?
Yeah, you just put Jackson in there.
Where's Hasty? Hasty? Okay, there we go. You got press coverage, you got a deep zone, you got man coverage. That's a 3-deep scheme with 5-man coverage. That guy should be doubled. That's one of those things that's just...
They'll get set for the extra point. And it's on its way. The extra point attempt is good.
Well, when the AI decides that it's going to score, sometimes it's difficult to change the trend, right?
Not a bad kick. They'll set up.
Well, actually, that does... I'm not entirely sold on the whole... Like, even though we've been experimenting with it, and even though I've been using it lots, I'm still not entirely sold on the new system yet. I have to say.
I don't know, I think you have to mix it up maybe a little bit more, too. Because there are times when you get a very effective pass rush out of it and that kind of thing, and then there are also times when things don't go so well, right?
Well, the big problem, though, is that if I run that scheme more or less constantly, then I'm almost always running pure man coverage defenses.
Yeah.
And then all of my audibles, except for one, are pure man coverage defenses, right? Just by virtue of the way that that formation is designed. And there's not really anything I can do about it. And I'd rather run more mixed man zone in terms of coverage schemes.
Yeah.
Even if it means that I give up a bit more yardage. Because I think overall, it's more robust to a wider variety of plays to run mixed man zone.
Wow, look at this. They just brought out the same defense again.
Looks like he's changing the play. With the throw.
So I'll throw the same pass to the same guy.
And I mean, I guess you could say, well, you could audible into a mixed man zone, but it doesn't necessarily work out very nicely out of that formation unless you have the defensive ends on the field instead of the defensive tackles.
Yeah, but then that's why you shouldn't run absolutely the same thing all the time. Like you should have two sets of audibles, one for that system and one for your other system, right?
I don't have enough audibles to do that because I use like 4 audibles for my one system, right? It's not like one set of audibles, it's like 4.
This is one of those guys.
Really, that's what you need to run a proper defensive system. Is you need like 4 audibles per system. In fact, I have 5 audibles for that system technically, because I also have a cover 4 in there as an audible for down near the goal line in passing situations. Because my idea of goal line defense near that particular area is zone saturation.
Look at that. He was wide open and he dropped it.
He just couldn't bring that one in.
Oh, well.
Nice job of getting off the line and getting into his pass pattern. He had the ball bounce.
See, I don't know. If there's going to be drop passes, I think that they should be passes that are being contested, right? You know what I mean? Like, he shouldn't just drop a pass when he's out there in the middle of nowhere by himself.
Pressure, throws it. This pass is incomplete. He went down very hard.
Especially because I threw that as a nice soft touch pass. You know what I mean? Like, it should have just dropped into his hands and been a catch. It wasn't. I wasn't under any duress. Neither was he.
The offensive line needs to do a better job of holding on their block, giving a little extra time in the pocket that the quarterback needs.
Not much hang time on this one.
Well, if you're not happy with the way things are going right now, maybe you need to switch things up.
See, the problem with that idea set is once you've given up points, it's already too late to switch things up. Alright, it's too late to start thinking about that now. You should have switched things up before they ever scored.
So they have 1st and 10 here.
Because you can't take points away from them.
Number 32 in the backfield. Number 95 brings him down at the 21-yard line. 8-yard gain. About 2 to go. So we've reached the end of the 3rd quarter with the visiting team ahead of the home team. 33-10. It's 2nd down, 2 to go.
I don't know. I think this is a good system, but the problem that on that last drive was that you had a couple of occasions where some of your players were just doing dumb things too, right? Like there, you see the way that safety played that? That's actually more uncommon than you would think in this game, right? Like, I don't usually the defenders are, in this game at least, in this particular game, have been very passive, and they haven't done things like that, right?
Only one man back. Break. Sends a man in motion. Throws it. Incomplete pass. Johnny's able to tip it away again.
You know, like even on that pass that you gave up the touchdown for, I mean, there was nothing wrong with the coverage. There was 2 guys there. It's just that neither of them made a play on the ball, right?
Well, that's why we benched Max Miller, even though he got that interception.
And that's not a problem with the system. That's a problem with the player
I don't know.
And a problem with the way that...
I'm actually going to disagree with you here, and I'm going to say why. Because the thing about the system is, a man coverage guy will run with a player, which compromises his ability to make plays on the ball because he's playing the man and he's not facing the line of scrimmage. Alright, with a zone guy, I believe, because he's more or less almost always facing the line of scrimmage, that he'll make better plays on the ball. Which is why I run so many mixed man zone defenses.
At the 26-yard line, Allen explodes into the secondary.
And I think you've got to have a lot of mixed man zone ultimately in order to be successful in this game in defense. Alright, that's what got us through all of those seasons. That's what got me to play those good, strong games against those all Madden teams, was mixed man zone defenses. And I think, you know, maybe in running situations, a full man coverage scheme with the nickel 4-man line set with 2 linemen and the 5 linebackers is all right. But I think that when you're expecting a pass, you've really got to go to a mixed man zone 3-3-5 or a mixed man zone 3-2-6.
Well, I have to say that the 3-3-5 does get very good pressure in the pass rush. That's why I use it too when I'm expecting a pass.
The only difference is it's a little more vulnerable against the run, so you have to play good defensive tackle in order to protect against that. But I do play good defensive tackle.
Danny Jones gets a touchdown.
Got it to him for 6.
And then he shows off a little bit of showboating.
Well, whatever helps him improve. He only has 1 more catching point to go, so you said.
Yeah. Well, now I'm looking at maybe I can even have him with a catch rating of close to 80. Can you imagine having a defensive back that can catch like a wide receiver? Like catch like a good wide receiver?
God. We'd have to take one of our safety backers over to wide receiver then.
I don't know if you can.
I'm pretty sure you can, yeah.
Well, maybe that's something you might want to experiment with next season.
Oh, I more or less mean because if we take Danny Jones back...
So they have 1st and 10 here. The corners are moving up to press the receivers. Number 32 in the backfield. Launches this one to the left.
Oh. Well, he put the hit on him. I don't know, with the score 40-10, maybe I would go more 3-3.
Yeah, 3-3 with deep zones.
Because I think they're not going to do very much running at this point. Like, the 2-4 or 2-5 or whatever it is system, 2-4-5, I think is a valid choice early in the game or when the score is close, right? But if we got a big lead like this, then I think you got to focus on playing pass defense, right?
First down marker is just inside the 40.
Well, we're going to send Perry on the outside here.
Break. Scans the defense from the gun with the throw.
He's out of bounds.
At the 29.
Look here.
Well, we have a stoppage in play because the coach has decided to challenge the call. It appeared he did a great job of keeping his balance along the sidelines.
Yeah, and the only question is, did he step out?
Right. The ball didn't even come to him till he already had 1 foot in. See, he doesn't have the ball yet until his left foot's already in the white, right?
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is overturned.
Yeah.
No time to be charged to the defense.
See?
Yeah, that's why you got to pay attention to those things.
Challenge the play and it pays off.
Well, it's, you know, the marginal ones are pretty close, but that one there was obvious, right? Like, it was really obvious.
Yeah, it was really more one of those they decided things.
Yeah, like the referee needs to get his prescription for his glasses adjusted or something, right?
Drops back, looking for a receiver, looking long down the right side of the field.
There you go.
Number 52 tried to intercept that one.
Yep. Oh, they're going to go on 4th down now. 4th and 9.
5th play of this drive. Number 32, the lone setback. Closing in with the pass. Perfect throw.
Well, that's a turnover on downs.
Yep, just let him throw it in front of you and then hit him.
Yep.
Now they've given the other team a chance on offense.
So they have 1st and 10 here.
But I don't think that the 3 deep scheme is as effective from the nickel 2-4-5 as it is from the nickel 3-3-5.
Yeah.
Even though it's a defensive end playing that deep zone in the middle in both schemes.
1 yard gain on that play. 2nd and 9.
Well, these guys are gotten roughed up on the defensive side today. That's for sure.
Jones.
And he just gets flattened out there.
Yeah, well, you know, he's not really very tough, but...
They need 7. White in motion.
Here we come. Stick off. Stick off. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey. Drops back. Looking downfield. Throws on the move. Right to him. Haley takes.
Yeah, I read the corner there. They were playing the corner down tight.
By White.
And that's the type of thing that can happen when you get this guy the ball. He's going to move the ball, and he's going to move it with speed.
First and 10.
Set. Orange. 49.
Number 35, the man in motion.
Let's do this. Buck five. Buck five. Hey.
They'll pass on 1st down. Under pressure.
Whoa, shit.
On the ground. The fumble is scooped up.
Wow, that got through there so fast I couldn't even throw that quick out.
Yeah, this is why it's dangerous sometimes to pass behind the line of scrimmage. Because if it's a little off,
I was in the middle of throwing that pass when that guy hit me, eh?
Yep.
And he can get it and recover.
Number 32 is the deep back. Briggs sends a man in motion. Looking to run it here. Number 95 records the tackle at the 44-yard line.
See, with the other system, you weren't giving up any runs like that, though, right? That's what the strength of the other system is. It's one, you got one thing that's good against the run and one thing that's good against the pass, right?
I suppose so.
Well, it's like anything else. You can't cover everything, right? Nothing works against everything.
No, it's not very often that our defensive backs miss tackles like that, man.
Yeah.
That's what happened here. He just got unloaded on.
So they have 1st and 10 here.
Well, get a certain amount of cheese happening every now and then, too. I mean, you're never going to get away with it from it, right?
It off to the back. Matthews makes the tackle.
Dwayne Matthews being the run stopper there.
Pickup of about 7. First down marker is just inside the 32. The corners are giving a bit of a cushion. Number 32, the lone back. Pressure.
Get over here.
John, I don't think they expected him to get sacked there. The defense dropped everyone back, but he still went down.
He definitely had enough time.
Scott
to release the
Pete
ball
gets a
once
sack,
right away.
eh?
No excuse.
Actually, that might have been Robo.
Oh, I thought that was Pete. I thought I saw Pete on his back of his jersey.
Maybe it was Pete.
First down
What do we
marker
end up
is
with
just
here?
Inside the 32. Kansas City drops its safeties into deeper coverage to be more prepared for the long phase. Can't bring them down. Big pop that time.
Boom! Now that is big-time football.
On fourth down, they must get it now to the 32-yard line. Number 32.
Stopped them again.
Yep.
When a team gambles and makes it, the coach is a hero. If they fail, everyone will second-guess the coach all week long.
Yeah.
1st and 10.
For those who don't know, that's the dual-wield middle fingers.
Yeah.
Ziegler breaks the play up in the backfield. John, the coaches are
See, they're
always
just
talking
saying
about
to me,
intensity and awareness.
Sandman 99, we want you to score another passing touchdown on us because we're not going to let you
He
run.
always seems to be in the right position to make the play.
Jenkins with a man in motion.
Well, at least they're not running the nickel stack.
Shut him down. Get in there. Hey.
He surveys the field, throwing. And he makes
No,
the
but they
grab.
certainly were
Miller
giving
makes
that
the
away.
tackle at the 43. Great play there by number 88.
You talk about making it look easy out there. He caught that, and he made it look very easy.
I mean, you want to know why these scores get inflated like this?
Sends a man in motion.
It wouldn't be if I could consistently run the ball and make positive yardage. I'd be more than happy to do that.
Breaks free of the defender. Carrier makes
Right.
the tackle at the 36.
Sometimes you can be a little over-aggressive on defense like you see here. He had him lined up. He over-pursued. He got caught out of position, and the ball carrier was able to cut back.
Set. Stay low.
Calling an audible.
19.
Jenkins with a man in motion.
Key. Stretch. Wide.
Gets rid of it, and he makes the grab. Miller makes the tackle at the 27-yard line. Jenkins gunned the pass to his receiver.
Yeah, great job of holding on to it when that steam coming off.
Fifth play of this drive, and they find themselves in scoring range.
And the clock continues to tick.
It does.
49.
I'd go the other way.
Well, I
Actually, no,
know.
don't go the other way. Because you see that linebacker?
Yeah, I know. There's a linebacker sitting in the gap on either side. So really, what difference does it
well,
make?
the linebacker on the other side was positioned just ever so slightly better.
Yeah.
And then there was like that little tiny micro gap between the guard and the tackle. You got to look for these things. And so what that means is untouched linebacker in the backfield.
So what you're saying is that my first instinct was in fact correct.
That's right.
Looks like he's
Yeah.
calling an audible.
In spite of the fact that they had their linebackers shifted over to that side.
To throw, he's at the 20. Miller is the guy who's there to bring him down at the 18. Seventh play of this drive. They're in the red zone. Nice job so far on third down for the offense, and we'll see if that continues here. He sees something in the defense. With the pass, room to run.
Go, Sarah.
Jenkins makes the play at the 6.
Watch it here. This is a great call on third down to keep this drive alive. They were in a tough spot here, but this is a heck of a throw and catch to pick up that first down.
Set.
Well, okay. I guess we'll run it. It'll take us to 2 minutes anyway.
Cowboy.
On the ground. Stop behind the line, loss of a couple.
Yeah.
Clark
Well, that one
wasn't
was
able to
doomed
get
to
into
failure
the
anyway. One of those guys was going to get me for sure.
That's just a case of studying
When you
Madden
have
film this week
that many
long.
players miss
You know what they
blocks,
like to run in certain situations,
then
you can anticipate the play
there's
call.
not a whole lot you
Stop
can
the
do.
play before it even gets started.
Set. Come on now.
Oh, it happened again.
And he's brought down in the
Right.
backfield by Pruitt. So they'll
See that?
You got to make that guy's block assignment wider.
It is. It's supposed to be out into this gap here. That's where he's supposed to be going.
You'll have to make it even wider then.
I'll have to make it far or something, just so that
Usov's doing that.
Yeah.
Yards away from the end zone.
Well, it's just that, like, I've been using that play now for a while, and it's the first time that I've actually seen that happen.
Looks like he's calling an audible.
What they should have done was hard-coded it in so that, you know, like blockers follow their assignments, period. Right? They don't make shit up or change things as they go along. Like, they just don't. Because that's what that is. That guy, for some reason, gets it in his tiny little pinhead that he wants to go in a different direction to what his assignment is drawn. And the whole point is to have him lead through that gap, because that's where you're trying to run. Right?
And it's on its way.
But he won't go where he's supposed to.
Good kick. The visiting team have it all working now as they continue to expand their lead.
And having him block wide enough so that he doesn't do that anymore defeats the purpose, because then it takes him away from blocking in that gap when you need him to, right?
Well, maybe we can take a look at it later.
Yeah.
Try and fix it.
From the 2-yard line.
Because I have a play that's somewhat similar to that, where the blocking works out. So maybe it's an angles thing.
Fumbling all around before the 20. That return was over before it ever got anywhere.
Actually, I think the way you do it is that the outside guy goes wide, and then the other guy coming from the backside goes narrow, maybe.
I honestly don't remember. I'd have to look at it.
Well, you're not getting a sack with that guy.
Yeah, well, that totally got screwed there anyways.
Almost every wide receiver gets
wow, that receiver has over 100 yards receiving.
No exception.
They'll go with a hurry-up offense. Dropping back to pass on first down. Pressure coming. Gets the pass off.
Pass defense.
Yeah, but that's another thing, too, the cut block. I think that the cut block should work against a defensive player once, right? In a game. Maybe twice. But then he's going to be able to, like, read when that's happening and avoid it, right?
Giving some cushion on the outside.
Because that becomes just cheap. I don't know that you see that many cut blocks being thrown in actual games.
Closing in, throws it.
Got a hold of him there.
They have to go to the air because they need big plays fast.
That's right. You got to have composure in these situations. Find your receivers who can pick up yardage after the catch. But most importantly, you have to keep the chains moving.
It's third down already again. Ooh.
Gets the pass off. Number 20.
Well, they managed to keep it going even though you got the hit on him.
Looks like he's changing the play. Throwing on first down. Pressure. Gets rid of it.
See there again, right? Cut block.
Pretty good coverage downfield.
And I think that's just a real cheap and dirty way to take a defensive player out of the game, right? Or out of the play.
Maybe he should have done that.
Well, it is what it is.
Up to press the receivers. They've got receivers bunched together on both sides of the ball. Throwing. This pass is incomplete. No choice here, John. They just have to keep throwing.
Yeah, they do. Running the ball isn't going to do a whole lot of good now.
7th play of this drive. The corners are giving a bit of a cushion. Out of the shotgun. Looking for an option. Throws it.
Nice. Yeah. That's our curl flat guy there.
Yep.
And this is the 8th play of this drive.
Oh, this is their third 4th down attempt.
Difficult situation here, but not much else they can do but go for it. With the pass,
well, they're 0 for 3.
And they turn it over on downs.
Maybe he thought his team could make a play when it really mattered. Now they've given the other team a chance on offense.
Set. Black 49.
Jones goes in motion. Pass play here on first down. Gets the pass off. Right to him. Jenkins
They're going to force me to pass right to the bitter end.
Nice call going to
Well, you got it, and now you can run the clock out.
Yep. Well, at least they're not going to call a timeout.
There's the final gun.
Well, I think we pretty much owned these guys.
43.
Yeah, I'm still disappointed at that score.
Thanks for joining us for this EA Sports matchup. For John Madden and Jill Arrington, this is Al Michaels saying so long.
Well, one of the things that I try to do is in the red zone is I try to play more zone defense.
One of the things I do is I try to play.
I still get scored on too, probably as much or more than you do.
Well, but I've developed at least inside my 5. I play a 5-man coverage with jam, and I send everyone else, right?
Yeah.
Except for one spy. But the problem is outside your 5, you can't play that way.
Yeah.
Right, and that's where that score happened, was outside my 5.
Well, I almost managed 100 yards on the ground today.
Yeah, you can get any closer than that, literally.
Yep. I had the one fumble from the... But I completed 84% of my passes as usual. 397 yards.
See, maybe we're approaching this at a wrong angle, too. Maybe we should think about buffing the AI on All-Pro instead of migrating to All-Madden.
Maybe, yeah.
Right, maybe we could max out their defensive sliders or something to start with. Because that way we wouldn't get the scripted cheese of All-Madden, but we'd get a tougher AI to play against on All-Pro.
Yeah, I don't know whether it would help, but I guess we can find out. Anyway, look at this. Long passes all over the place.
Everyone got one.
20-yard plus pass plays, right? And some of these guys caught multiple 20-plus yard passes. And when you see a number like this, and then an offense that struggles to run, even though I ran the ball lots, I mean, that tells me that that's a choice that the AI is making on how they play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because here I got 38 pass attempts and 21, 29, 30 rushing attempts. So, you know, I'm slightly more biased toward the pass, but a lot of those pass plays are the result of audibles because I line up in a called run play and it's an untenable situation, right?
Yep.
So 38 passes versus 30 runs. So it's not like I'm unbalanced or anything. It's just that the AI defense completely overplays the run. Well, you got 4 sacks, but you were kind of spreading them out today. Yeah, it was Roble that got that sack. You were right. And 1 interception. Lots of pass deflections today.
Yeah, well, I think I started getting them after I switched to the mixed man zone again.
Yeah. Like
I think in general the mixed man zone is just better for producing pass deflections. Because we've noticed for a while now that last couple of games we've had a very lackluster game in terms of pass deflections.
Yeah.
I really do think there's something to that mixed man zone.
I still think that you need to keep your new system in your back pocket, though, because if you come up against the occasional team that is a really tough running team that runs up the middle a lot, then that will help you, right? Anyway, I kicked 5 field goals today.
Well, that's okay. Points are points.
Yeah.
I guess it kept your scoring under control.
Yeah, I suppose, eh? A 38-yard punt. One 38-yard punt. You had one, two, actually, you had 2 punt returns for positive yardage.
Yeah, well, he was just out kicking the coverage, right?
Yeah. So this guy, he had a 73 QB rating, completed 51% of his passes through 39 passes.
And got sacked 4 times.
Yeah. But they were also pretty pass heavy. Like you may feel like you gave up a lot of pass yardage, but they did throw 40 passes basically against only 16 runs, because this one was basically a fumble, right?
Yeah, so they gave up on the running game.
Yeah. And they had 6 drops, basically in 50 pass attempts, which is not bad. That's about par for the course. They had 2 guys with 100-yard receiving games, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
These 2 wide receivers. Oh, that guy got 9 pancake blocks in one game. Wow. And it was their cornerbacks leading the way on the tackles, right? But that's because when they force me to pass all the time, well, their corners are tackling wide receivers, right?
Yep.
Wow, look at his net average. I think you did better than he did. Well, who's the player of the game? Probably Bo Jenkins.
Bo Jenkins.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
It's always Bo Jenkins.
Yep.
Except for like the miraculous time that it isn't.
Yeah, he threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for another one.
It's like they have a checkbox of criteria for player of the game. It's like, is quarterback? Check.
And then that's it. There are no more checkboxes.
There are no more checkboxes.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's another game in the books, so I guess we'll be back next time, and maybe we will start up a practice side league with tweaked all-pro sliders.
Yeah, skew those all-pro sliders in the favor of the CPU.
Yeah, that might be a little more worthwhile pursuing, because with what we've encountered on all Madden, it's just too cheesy.
Yeah, well, you have players running the wrong direction and things like that. Like, it's just dumb.
Yeah.
Players move out of the way when the pass is thrown at them.
Yep. Yeah, basically all Madden it makes the AI play a little better, but not that much. It just makes your players, particularly on defense, play dumber.
A lot dumber.
A lot dumber. Anyway, we better go. So until next time.
I'm RecB5.
And I am Sandman99.
Have a good one.